Hello, lovely people. It's Hila here, Saturday Night Stitching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is a fabric haul slash sewing plans kind of video. So sit back, relax, grab your cups of teas and coffees, and we're going to see some fabric gorgeousness. So these are fabrics that I bought from Pounds Fabrics, as you do when a newsletter email pops in, and it's got some lovely looking cotton jerseys, which is what started me on the Pounds Fabrics website. So I've had several successes with my last Pounds Fabrics purchases. So I decided that when I saw that they had a discount offer on some cotton jerseys, that I was going to get that because I need some basics for my spring summer wardrobe capsule that I have been planning for ages, that I've been working on over winter as a way to just keep my brain occupied and not focus too much on the things that I don't like about winter. So it's quite exciting because we're getting to that culmination of all of this stuff that I've been thinking about. So without further ado, let's just dive straight in. So I actually weighed this, and this is 4.6 kilos of fabric goodness. And again, with Pounds Fabrics, they've got the receipt with the pictures, which I actually quite like because it helps me to keep a record of what's what with my fabric purchases. Okay, so I'm going to pop these on my lap. I'm going to get all of them out actually so that they don't make that crunchy noise. Let's start off with the cotton jerseys. So in terms of cotton, so with the capsule wardrobe, for those of you that have been doing capsule wardrobes well before me, I know I'm late at this, so that's why I keep on banging on about it. But in basics, and I've come to really appreciate the need for basics. Over winter, I've been working with a minimal capsule wardrobe, and the basics have been the backbone of that, and they tend to just go with everything. So this one, I definitely wanted a white t-shirt because I'm going with red, navy blue, and white as the basic with pinks as accent colors, as well as some other colors there. But so I thought instead, so I'd spend some time looking around at Boden, Marks and Spencer's, and all of these other places trying to find a t-shirt. But my issue that I had sort of forgotten about is that when it comes to ready to wear t-shirts and things like that, because my shoulder is quite broad, they're swimmer's shoulder basically. And with all of the working out at the gym, my shoulders are becoming a little bit more broader, a little bit more rounded, which isn't a problem because I've come to realize that I actually really love my shoulders. And so the problem that I have with the t-shirts that I even have now is that, they do that thing where the seam line for the sleeve kind of hits over here rather than over there. So I realized that I have to make the t-shirts for myself. And I wanted a nice, crisp, white t-shirt. So I got this fabric, which is, I believe, 98% cotton and 2% spandex. And it doesn't disappoint in terms of the quality. It looks really, really good. It's got a decent amount of stretch, and it's a beautiful, crispy white. The idea is that I will find a pattern that will work for me, that I will be able to then rinse, repeat, use as a TNT every time that I need to replace the t-shirt. And I want to have t-shirts in different colors. So I want to have one in the white. And I got 2 meters of this because I also want to make another Jali Nico t-shirt for my husband. So I've made him 3 of those t-shirts, and he loves them. He wears them to bits because it's raglan sleeve. And he wants another one, but with blue sleeves and white. And so I got this. I already have some blue cotton jersey from a previous shopping thing, but I'd run out of white. And yeah, so we have this, and it does look like really good quality. It's decently thick as well. Yeah, so really, really quite happy with that. The other colors that I got were obviously red. You're going to get tired of seeing red. From me, I'm really loving the color, like the red with the blue undertone. Although the top that I'm wearing doesn't quite have the blue undertone, but I will tell you the story about this top later. Let's focus on the fabrics. Okay, so I also got it in the red. So I got 1 meter. And the thing is, this is really quite wide. I think it was 56 inches wide. So 1 meter is more than enough to make a short sleeved t-shirt for myself. I'm still as yet undecided whether I'm gonna make it so that it's got a high crew neck, or I'm just gonna make it a little bit lower, or maybe even make it like a square neckline. But I don't know, plenty of opportunities to play around there. And the other color that I got it in is the pink colorway as well, because I want to have a pink t-shirt to go with my capsule wardrobe as well. So my neutral is going to be the dark navy. And I'm still undecided as to my other neutral, whether that's going to be charcoal gray, like a dark gray, or it's going to be black. I kind of don't want to do black though for spring. But anyway, so those are the jerseys that I got. Really beautiful, and all within my colors. And then the other thing that I saw, which was a little bit of an impulse purchase, that I didn't think about too much, I just sort of added it to the basket because I was like, why not? Why not? Because I've never actually bought anything like it before. It's some pink stretch denim. And I got this just because, of course, my colors, I should put like a little my color counter here, because ever since I had my colors done, I'm like one of those people that just can't stop throwing, oh, my colors, here my colors, here my colors. So I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, that fits perfectly into my colors. So I'm going to get it. And it's a denim. And I thought, well, there will come a point at which I might want to make myself some nice, snazzy little pink cigarette pants to go with other stuff, because I am at that point now where I can visualize myself using non-dark neutrals for both, like for trousers and for bases. So I thought that this might make something, or like a blazer, like a pink popping blazer that I can wear. So yeah, so this is what we have. It's got only a little bit of stretch. So you could easily make this into dresses as well if you wanted something more form fitting. And yeah, I think that this works really quite well. So yeah, so there was this, and where did I put my thing? Oh, I put it somewhere over there. Yeah, so it's plain stretch denim fuchsia pink. So there were several colors available. And I got 2 meters of that. And then the other thing that I actually got, which was more planned, was the, let's see if I can get, plain stretch drill fabric midnight. So I have 3 meters because there was a 3 meter minimum order requirement. Because that's the thing about shopping at Pounds Fabrics. You need to have the minimum order requirement. And so this, it's a cotton drill, which I thought would be great for the basics. And so the idea was I would be able to make cigarette trousers if I wanted to, or skirts if I needed to. And unfortunately, it says midnight. And so I thought that it was going to be like midnight on the blue-black side, but it's a little bit more warmer than that. It's more like a midnight, like a deep aubergine, but it's certainly got some warmth in it. So that one didn't quite work out as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this. Might end up making something for my husband instead. Yeah, but it's definitely like a warm brown, like a deeper brown than it is midnight. So a little bit disappointed with that one, but hey ho, I'm sure I'll be able to make something for my husband. So it's a cotton drill, so very little by way of a little bit of stretch in it, just a little bit, but I wouldn't plan on sewing anything that's got some stretch. So yeah, trousers for my husband, definitely. And for my son, obviously. So I got these yesterday and I only managed to open them this morning because yesterday was really quite busy. We were on half term and the children have gone back to school, and it's like all the activities come in. Okay, moving on. I got a big bold stripe fabric, and that's because it has teal stripe. And a teal is one of my colors. So this is a suiting fabric. Am I right? Let me double check. Yes, black and teal stripe viscose suiting fabric. So it does have viscose, and it's a suiting fabric, which means that it's got that poofy, voluminous feel to it. It's a little bit more stable, a little bit more structured with some drape, but the drape can hold the curve beautifully, and sort of like medium size curves. The stripe goes across the grain, and it's got stretch. It's got some stretch. So very bold, teal and black. This is me looking more towards autumn winter. For my autumn winter capsule this year, I'm looking at using teal again, because I have a teal scarf that I was using this winter, and I love that. I love the color, and I've got these teal earrings. So when I saw this, because the thing with Pounds Fabrics is I think that they do a lot of dead stock. So sometimes you'll come back and the stuff will be sold out, and never will you see it again. So when I saw it, I just thought, I'm going to get this because I can definitely see this fitting in with my colors, which has been really quite nice, using the colors paradigm for actually shopping for fabric, because I know that I'm getting things and colors that will suit me, and then I have the choice of making whatever I want with them. So this is what we have. So definitely a bold skirt with this, or maybe even a dress, pinafore dress. I don't know. This one had a minimum order requirement of 2 meters, so I got 2 meters of it. And the last fabric that we got is some Union Jack fabric. Hang on, get it out of the plastic. Got some Union Jack bunting fabric because it is the Queen's Platinum Jubilee this year, and we are so excited for that. So we're planning, we're not even going to go camping. Normally we would have gone camping during that weekend, but we want to be part of the big celebration. So we're going to be making up some bunting and having some afternoon tea, and just generally joining in celebrating this huge milestone here in Britain, which is that the Queen has been serving for 70 years. And I really cannot get my head around that, and I think it's basically a historical event, and I feel that I really want to celebrate that. I do admire the Queen and what she stands for and how she's been dedicated and dutiful. To me, she just exemplifies this idea of giving your life for duty, and it can't have been easy for her, particularly with what has happened with her children and stuff like that. But never once has she faltered. She has always, strode forward. And yeah, I'm glad to be able to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. And I actually ordered a cherry tree that we're going to plant as part of Treebilly. I think they're calling it Treebilly as well. So I'd been looking for a cherry tree anyway, and so I thought, this would be nice to actually plant it during the Queen's Jubilee year, and it can be sort of like our Queen's Jubilee, because I don't think that we're ever going to have a monarch quite like Queen Elizabeth again. I think she's Queen Elizabeth II. I think she's the last of a very particular type of, refined, classy, duty-bound person. So yeah, really excited about that. So we've got the Union Jack fabric here, and we're going to be making some bunting with the kids to string up for the Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee bank holiday weekend. So we're having a 4-day bank holiday here in England, and it's going to be loads of celebrations, loads of street parties. I'm very, very excited about that. This is what I have in terms of the fabric, and that's all from Pounds Fabrics, which I am becoming quite addicted to. The other thing that I just wanted to very quickly show you is some new sewing patterns to my sewing pattern collection, which have come to me courtesy of my mother-in-law. So basically, whenever she visits charity shops and she comes across sewing patterns, she's gotten into a habit of picking them up for me. And then when she comes to visit us, which is like every half term, we love having her over during the half term. And it's so wonderful seeing the children playing with their grandmother. And, she does a lot of stuff with them. It's always such a blessing. And she always picks up these sewing patterns, and then she'll come in and she'll be like, oh, I saw these, are you interested in them? And so it's always vintage sewing patterns. It was pretty awesome. So this time she actually got quite a lot that I could keep with me. And I was trying to teach her how to notice the sizes, because some of the patterns she was getting the ones that were sort of like the size 16 to 22. So now she's aware. And so she'll take them back with her and return them to the charity shop. But these ones were the ones that actually stayed this time around. And so this one is a Vogue one. It's a size 12, 14, and 16. And I could definitely get that to work. And I quite like the classic look of this blouse, especially with the blouse on your sleeves here and this really long cuff. So I thought, yeah, I could do something with that. So that's going into my collection. The other thing that she got me was a See and Sew pattern, and it's got like this really lovely shawl collar blouse. I like the relaxed, easy fit look of these blouses, and it is definitely my size. It's the size 10, and I checked it, and it does this. But yeah, look at that. And again, it's a really simple, lovely tie bow blouse here with the gorgeous. But what makes this quite unique, actually, why I'm quite excited to give this one a go, is you'll notice that it's all sort of one piece, and then there's just some tucking on here to give it that sort of volume, and it's been made in a chiffon here. And I think that this could be a nice relaxed look blouse, and I feel that some of its features fit into the soft gamine kibi style ID that I try and use as a guiding principle now for how I put my outfits together, how I decide what suits me and what doesn't suit me, and what makes me feel the most happiest within myself, if that makes sense. And then finally, some lingerie. It's a pattern for a corset and these petticoats. So that's the corset pattern, because she heard me one of the Christmases talking about how I would love to do corsets, and so she saw this, and my mother-in-law got it for me, which is really, really lovely. So yeah, these are the patterns that have recently made it into my sewing pattern collection. I don't buy a lot of the envelope patterns these days, because I tend, on top of all of the Burda magazine patterns that I already have and the Burda subscription, I kind of feel like I'm okay when it comes to patterns. So that's what we have now. Regards the blouse, right? Probably get asked where I got this. This was a blouse that I bought, I think, probably about 7 years ago when I just started sewing. And it's a Liberty print blouse, and I really liked the detail on it. I saw it on this site called Larry Dude, where I tended to get a lot of my clothes. And I liked it because it was Liberty, but this is way too big for me. It's a size 14, and that was the only size that was left by the time I found this. And I very naively thought that, oh, now that I can sew, I can just buy something that's size 14 and I will adjust it to make it fit me. But as we all know, blouses don't quite work like that. So yeah, I've never been able to actually, and besides the fact that I can't actually bring myself to cut into this lovely, lovely fabric, yeah, I've never been able to do that. So I do tend to wear it in winter, layered over my thermals, like Superman over here. And so what I do in winter, the only time that I can wear it in winter is when I can get away with making it look like it fits me. Because in winter, I tend to always wear jackets when I'm going out. I'll tend to sort of like, I pin the collar. You see? There's a little trick. See, this is what they do on photo shoots on Pinterest. That's why I don't rely on Pinterest images. But yeah, it's got, so I'll pin it up like that. Otherwise, the collar is too big for me and it shifts around a lot. But when I pin it, it actually stays still and stationary. And then I have my jacket on and it looks very lovely and very elegant. And why I like it, I didn't realize it at the time, but now that I read a lot about the kibi, is that under soft gamine style lines, this does fit in because the collar is supposed to be, tapered. It goes right up and it's got a lot of detail. As you can see, there's some piping down here and then you've got the lace insert over there and you've got some slight puff on the sleeve as well as the print. The print is high contrast, even though they're not actually, technically speaking, my colors. The teal is fine. The red is a little bit on the warm side, but it is high contrast between the light and the so it's not like an abstract fussy thing. So in those regards, it does fit in. But like if this had been in my colors, it would have been even better. But yeah, so this is the story with the blouse. So I keep on wearing it, although really I should try and make myself one that actually does fit. But yeah, that's that. Oh, and you can also see how it's got the piping detail on here and the little black buttons. So lovely, lovely, lots of details, which kind of fits in with the soft gamine Kibi ID thingy that I'm doing. Hi. And because it's a fabric haul video, it's time for another installation of Where's Hila At? And the title of the segment doesn't refer to where I'm at physically, but it refers to what I'm actually doing in my sewing cave. So I finished off the Avid Seamstress dress, which is over there. I can't wait to show you that. I'm currently working on a project with this wonderful viscose crepe fabric that has got these I want to be a polka dot, but I'm not quite a polka dot, if you see what I mean. Look at that. Really, really beautiful fabric. So the initial dress that I wanted to sew it with, I didn't have enough fabric for it, so I had to go back to the drawing board. And then I remembered that Fall 2020 had a really lovely dress that I quite wanted to make. I call it the Julia Roberts dress because it's under their so the Fall 2020 issue, they did like a Screen Legends section where they had something to mimic an Audrey Hepburn dress. And this one was the Pretty Woman dress. And I really wanted to make this. So I know it's polka dot. It's not very imaginative. It was like a polka dot fabric, and this is presented as a polka dot on here. But I've seen this so much in the Burdo community. It's been made and is very, very popular, and it looks very lovely. So I traced it out and I've cut it out. I have taped over all of the edges with this bias tape over here. So that's the stage that I'm at, and that's where Hila is at in the sewing cave. I'll see you next time. So that's all that I have today. I hope that you've enjoyed, and if you stayed until the end, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Got a little bit rambly there, but it's always fun when I get to talk about sewing and patterns and fashion and style. I will be back very soon with another video on a vintage dress that I'm very excited about. And I can't wait to share that with you. Until I see you next time, lovely people, have a wonderful day and happy sewing. Take care. Bye.